of drugs. Here, yesterday we discussed about some parameters, how the TLC is supposed to be, and what are the different publications of WHO. Like two publication WHO has done in basic test of drugs. Those are basic for pharmaceutical substances and basic for the pharmaceutical dosage form. This we discussed. And what is the objective behind this publication? The objective it is to provide simple and applicable methods, right, for the all type of organization, all type of this thing, to provide the practicable identity when fully equipped laboratory is not available. So there was also intention that what is the practicable identity for the different drug when the laboratory doesn't have the different types of apparatus, equipments and all facilities. And the third objective it was to indicate whether gross degradation has occurred in the present pharmaceutical substance or present pharmaceutical dosage form, right. So these three was the objective of World Health Organization when they designed the such type of then later on what are the different assay developed, assay parameters developed for the testing. The first one actually identification and assay test developed in France, right. So when it started this kinds of designing or monograph guidelines, for that the France was the country where the first identification and assay test was developed for the different countries, right. So the National Association of France, that the pharmaceutical industry association, which is the national level into the France country, that was prepared, they prepared the one sheet in 1987 and in 1991. During this time period they prepared one test sheet for identification and assay, right. So this preparation was designed in such a way so that everybody can perform this particular test or identification, which contains three or sometimes occasionally four or five color precipitation reaction, right. So minimum, suppose if you are going for the test of tannin, so at least three which is reasonable or cheap in cost, or which will be easily available, can be performed in test tube method only. So three or sometimes four or five in some drugs, color precipitation reactions they designed in their guidelines. And one assay method generally based on volumetric determination, one assay method which is based on the volumetric determination. For example, if any drug sample is there, so we are going to determine by its volume, how much volume of the particular active constituents, if it is present. Like volumetric titration, you might have already done into the analysis. And typically non-aqueous titration. So coming to the non-aqueous titration means the presence of the constituents into the sample which is non-aqueous or in water solubility, right. So non-water soluble, we can say, right. So that titration also you might have done. So this is the minimum determination techniques for the assay of the constituents which was mentioned in their guidelines. And the fourth one, the TLC procedures is included in 45 seats. They prepared in their test seats. In that 45 seats, they have told only about the simple TLC procedures, means how we can identify the RF value at the minimum solvent or the cheap solvent which can be available easily, so that we can get the right value of the retention factor. The resources needed include, so what are the minimum requirements supposed to have, that in France they designed, that was the glasswares, minimum glassware, at least test tube, beaker, conical flask, burette. If you are going for volumetric determination, you need to have this minimum glassware, non-aqueous titration, right? So how this water content, it is not. So what are the things required for such titration? You need to have the minimum glassware, melting point apparatus, right? Melting point apparatus, already you are determining the melting points by loading the sample into the melting point apparatus, and getting the, when the state is getting changed into the sample. So cheapest one, which the apparatus, it is not too much costly, and can be available easily, because these are the things, volume of the constituents or non-aqueous content in into the sample, or melting point, what is the exact melting point of the active pharmaceutical ingredient, that is the minimum for the assay. So you need to have the at least a minimum melting point apparatus. Analytical balance, the balance is very much important, even for the small laboratory. Even in diploma college also, if you see, they are supposed to have the this analytical balance, in the which one is available cheapest, at the same time it should be authenticated one. An assembly for volumetric assay. So what are the things required for volumetric assay, right? So how we are going to titrate it, right? In non-aqueous titration also, we are going to titrate with the acid and base, and then only we are coming to know that the what are the non-aqueous content present in the sample. And materials for TLC, what are the materials required for TLC, for example, for spotting. So for spotting, what we are using, capillary tubes, right? In capillary tubes, we are dipping into the our sample, and then we are spotting onto the plate after maintaining the baseline in 2 centimeter, or depend on to the development chamber and the size of the TLC plate. So that is spotting apparatus supposed to be there. Or then development chamber, right? So development chamber, where the solvent system, different solvents which we have done into our laboratory, that small glass chamber was there. So like that, if you are going for the large scale or into the laboratory standards, the development chamber is going to vary, but ultimately theory is the same. The solvent system supposed to run into the your silica gel along with your sample which you have spotted onto the plate, right? After development, the you should have the visualization, like for example, spraying reagent, or how we are going to see the distance traveled by solute and the distance traveled by the solvent. Then we are going to find out the RF value, retention factor value for the TLC. So that visualization, at least these three things supposed to have minimum when you are performing the TLC: spotting paramaterials, and development chamber, solvent system, and visualization. UV cabinet is also required, right? At 253 nm, or sometimes 165 nm. At what nm of the UV light you are going to see the, or we are going to see the spots or distance traveled, that you should have. Apart from that, UV and visible spectrophotometer, right? So for the absorption, already you know that wavelength and all those things in analysis you completed. So UV and visible spectrophotometer, where we are going to get the lambda max, or what is the absorption of the particular sample or content present into the sample, that we are going to determine. So that is very important. Then potentiometer, right? Here the electromagnetic voltage, that potentiation, potency of the content present in that that we need to have the for example, if your sample is having volatile ion, so volatile ion will be having the conductivity of the electromagnetic, right? So how it is going to be differ when the content is going to change, like fluorescence is going to difference, right? Like that the potentiometer also is going to indicate, so that also supposed to have. And it's different types of reagents is very very important. It plays, even though you are performing the small test tube test also, you need to have the minimum reagents, otherwise it is not possible. Only you can perform the solubility test with water, right? So reagents, how they have designed, because lot of reagents, suppose if you are going to test of alkaloid itself, there are lot of list of the test. So in that we know that Regendorf, Mayer, Wagner's and Hager's, right? Apart from that, Vitali Morin test is there, and many tests it is mentioned. In that, the what are the reagents it is used, and which one will be available cheap in cost or easily available, which can affordable for the small laboratory organizations, educational institutions, right? So that's what. And the reference materials, definitely if you are performing the TLC chromatography, any types of chromatography, if you don't have reference material, how you will correlate that the present sample, into the present sample what are the constituents are present? Suppose you are testing the caffeine, you should, if you should know the caffeine, what is the RF value of the caffeine, then only you are going to correlate with your sample how much it has run, and what is the RF value of your sample, and what is the RF value of the standard sample or reference material, that is called caffeine example, right? So like that, the France country which was developed the identification and assay test for the pharmaceutical substances and the herbal materials and the dosage form, right? So this is the very important point which you can mention in your answer. The second slide, quality methods for developing countries developed in France. Once again, the same country, France, once again, which they developed the quality method for the developing country, not for the developed country. The developed country and the developing country, what is the difference in the heading? Developed country means they are able to afford all the cost, even for the standard they are not going to compromise, they may afford. So that's what it was designed or developed in France for the developing country, right? So in 1988 to 1993, the faculty of pharmacy in Nantes, France. Nantes is the place or city of the France country where the faculty of pharmacy in 1988 to 1993 elaborated a collection of test method for use in developing countries, right? So they compiled the different collection, different test method which is suitable in all manner or in all aspects, at the cost point of view, at the availability point of view, or at the performance point of view, methods, how long, if it is going to the small organization, whether they can do this or not. Like that, they compiled or collected and elaborated in 1993 before, right? In the France country, it was focused on stability. It was focused on the stability testing of dosage form to permit the measurement of the content of active ingredient, right? So in dosage form, suppose tablet, capsule, or different parental products are there. So in dosage form, how we can perform the stability testing, how much your dosage form is stable at all aspects, when you are storing it, when you are uh, uh, it is in marketing, or when it is in transportation, What is the stability? It dosage form to permit the measurement of the content of active ingredient, because in each and every dosage form there will be the one active ingredient or active constituents, or we can say the drug, which is responsible to give the therapeutic activity. So what is the stability of that drug along with its all excipient, raw material, binder, either right, all those suspending agent or emulsifying agent, what is the kind of formulation, what is the kind of form, accordingly along with the drug those form, how much they are stable. That's what we are doing, the all the testings, stability testings, right? Like disintegration, dissolution test, friability, hardness, or depend on the clarity test, sedimentation, right? So that it is showing the stability. Later identification procedure was added. So first stability testing, then later on after some time they added the identification procedure, like how we can identify the active constituents, like different taste, chemical taste. Suppose if it is a carbohydrate, moles taste. If it is protein, what kind of taste? If it is alkaloidal drugs, so what may be the taste, right? Or different other taste. The taste are proposed for quality control laboratories. The tests are proposed for quality control laboratories in developing countries, not in developed countries, which is not fully equipped. Again and again, this point is coming, right? Which is not fully equipped means we are talking about ultimately, let me say, the poor organization or those who are financially compromised. But even though they are conducting the quality control test for different pharmaceutical products or substance, right? So the tests are proposed for quality control laboratories in developing countries, for example, India, Nepal, Bhutan, Vietnam, right? So these are the countries which are comes under developing countries, and they are not fully equipped. So this was proposed in such a manner. Test methods for two 121 formulations. So different types of formulation, like if you talk about the Ayurvedic formulations like Ashava, Arista, Leha, Churna, right, like Chyawanprash, Dasmularista, right, Taila, or if you go for the other formulation like powder, Churna means powders, right, or in tablet, capsule, parenteral products, or ointment, liniment, lotion, different formulation, all you know all the name of the formulation. So they have mentioned which was available at that time. I'm talking about the 1988 to 1993. At that time, what are the formulations were existing at the maximum area of the population worldwide? And for those kind of formulations which is being used by the public domain, what may be the test methods in easiest way that was proposed into the France. Reference materials are needed for spectrophotometric and TLC test. Reference materials like which are needed for the spectrophotometric means, for example, UV visible, or IR, NMR, mass, right? So where without the reference material we are not going to correlate. Ultimately we are going to correlate or compare कि this is the absorption, or this is the vibration bandings, or this is the functional group. Suppose if it is IR, what is the functional group? It is alcohol, or it is carboxylic acid, or it is ketone. So if it will come fall under the fingerprinting region, then only you will come to know that. So you should have the reference material, then only you can correlate कि this is functional group related COOH, so it is carboxylic acid. So that much functional group it is required, right? So like that, if you will come to the NMR, so NMR means that magnetic, what do you call, magnetic resonance, we are going to get the structure, right? So you should have the minimum, what is the minimum requirement for alkaloid or alcohol or ketone, so that it is supposed to be there. And the TLC test, if you go for TLC, again I told you this RF value, you should have the RF value. Measure analytical methods, seventh one, measure analytical method. So in that, what are the analytical methods it is proposed, that was there. Next, seats for identification of medicines in pharmacies in Belgium. So Belgium country, what are the if it is for pharmacies, right? So different pharmacies are available where what do you call, uh, pharmacists will be there, right? So they released one another sheet. Sheet means it is the manual, let me use the term manual, for the identification of medicines in pharmacies, developed in Belgium in 1987 to 1993. Subcommittee of Belgium Pharmacopoeia Committee prepared a simple unofficial procedure to assist pharmacists to verify drug in pharmacies, right? So the generally, if the pharma in pharma store or medical store, there will be the pharmacist. So in Belgium, the pharmacopoeia committee, they prepared simple or unofficial procedure, because if you will talk about the official, it is required approval and it has to go to the different, like if any rule will pass, it will go to the high court or it will go to the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, then only it will be coming into the effect, like. But that's what they prepared unofficial procedure, just for the helping the pharmacist how to verify the drug in pharmacy, when you are working in the pharmacy or you are working in the medical store or you are working in the any kinds of distributor. So how you can verify that this drug is contaminated, this drug is a good one, this is not contaminated, that you need to know. 159 test sheets of pharmaceutical substances, they told how you can perform the test, like 159 sheets they provided for the different pharmaceutical substances. Description about the substances, right? What is the description? Melting point, boiling point, stability, all those things. Solubility parameters, whether it is soluble in alcohol or soluble in water, chloroform, benzene, how it is, right? Melting point, what is the melting point of the substances? Color reaction, in which reagent it is going to color precipitation reaction, what is the reagent required, number of TLC procedures built, right? Till now, what are the TLC procedure, what are the solvent system you are supposed to use, what are the detecting reagent you are supposed to use, that they compiled and released unofficial to help the pharmacist. The next slide, test procedure for pharmaceutical substances, like what are the difference, I have mentioned here few name of the drugs, like amikacin sulfate. It is an antibiotic used for the number of bacterial infections. This includes joint infection or intra-abdominal infection, pneumonia, urinary tract infection. All of you know that amikacin, right? It is one of the antibiotic. So if amikacin is there in the as a name of pharmaceutical substances in a store, so it should be yellowish white if it is pure one or not contaminated one. Yellowish white, crystalline powder, and odorless. It is supposed to be odorless. So if you want to perform whether it is the amikacin sulfate or not, so 10 mg, take the drug amikacin and dissolve in 1 ml of water and 1 ml of sodium hydroxide. Then you add, after dissolving this, you add 2 ml of cobalt. You will get violet color. So this is the simplest test. NaOH is available. It is cheapest one base, right? So, and cobalt is also not that much costly metal. So that can be what you call performed by the different pharmacist when they are getting the such kind of drug, right? So how much time I have? I'm going to explain some for. Hello. हाँ, राघवेंद्र, राजेश, हाँ, समझ में आ रहा है ना? बोरिंग तो नहीं हो रहा है ना? हाँ, तो वही यहाँ पे बात ये हो रही है कि जो